What's going on, my fellow actors? So today we are diving into a super important topic: how to make your self-tape stand out. In a world where casting directors are looking at hundreds of self-tapes every single day, you want to make sure that your one leaves a lasting impression. But the question is, how do you do that? Well, in today's video, you're gonna find out all about that and also a couple of other tips that's definitely gonna help you in your acting career. So guys, this is how to make your self-tape stand out, and without further ado, let's get into the first one. So guys, tip number one, understand the scene, not just your lines. So how often do you do this as an actor? How often do you just have to go into an audition or record a self-tape and you just basically go over your lines? You basically just learn your lines. But how often do you actually read the scene? Read what is happening in the beginning of the scene, read what's happening at the end of the scene, read your lines, read the other person's lines, and then put it all together and actually understand the scene as a whole. Now this may sound a little bit strange, but the most important part is not necessarily your lines. The most important part is the scene. So when the casting director is watching your scene, they are not necessarily paying attention to the lines as much. Yes, they are paying attention to is the story being told, because ultimately that is what the lines is. The lines is what is telling the story, getting the story from one point to another point. That's the important of the lines. But the actual thing they're paying attention to is the scene. Are they feeling anything from your character? So once you have that in your mind, it really does make a difference, because a lot of times actors do miss the tiny little notes, the tiny little beats in the scene. Because when you understand what's happening in the scene, it means you can manipulate it, it means that you can work it to really work for you. It means that you can turn that knob up or down based on what you see that's happening in the scenes. A lot of actors celebrate when they just memorize the lines from A till Z, but that's not the hard work. The hard work is bringing a scene to life. And not to mention asking yourself, what is my character's objective? What is my character actually doing in the scene? What is the role of the other person? And overall, what is actually happening in the scene as a whole? Once you understand all of that, it makes you able to bring the scene to life. It makes you able to actually give the scene something special. And that is what the casting director is looking for. Then number two, and this is the most important one. Guys, make bold choices. I like to think of it like this. If a casting director is watching 100 scenes in that day, and it's a very easy scene, then the casting director doesn't get bored of seeing the same thing over and over. The thing that makes you stand out is making a bold choice. Now, I know you may have heard of this before and you may be wondering, what is a bold choice in the first place? Well, you have to do your research on the character. You have to study this character as much as you possibly can. Then once you understand this character, you know how this character would act in that exact moment. Now, you are reading a scene that is full of moments, a scene that has different beats. Now, you are putting some flair to this character. Whether it's a specific walk, whether it's a nervous tick that he maybe has. If you ever want an incredible example of this, take a look at Edward Norton's performance in Motherless Brooklyn. That is a nervous tick that he gives this character. Then you will see all of the little things that he adds to the character. When you take a look at great performances, such as Leonardo DiCaprio in A Wolf of Wall Street, the stuff that he adds, that is the things that makes those performances so special. When you're taking a look at Jim Carrey in The Mask, it's the total opposite that you see when he doesn't wear the mask compared to where he does. And then you get to see everything in between. That is what makes those performances so special. So when it comes to you in your scene and the self-tape that you're gonna do, make some bold choices. That means looking at the scene, seeing this is how I am picturing this character to be, and then play on those. And actually don't be afraid to show those on camera, because that is what's gonna make your scene stand out and look better at the end of the day. Then number three, guys, create a connection even if you're alone. So basically by this, guys, it just means the person that's watching, they want to feel something. Why do we watch movies in the first place? You are doing a self-tape that has a scene. And the scene is part of what? It's part of a movie, it's part of a series. Anyway, it is part of something that is there to give someone a feeling. We tell stories so that we can bring out emotion, so that people can deal with things that they are feeling through this movie, so that you can make them forget about the issues and feel something else. Movies is all about feeling. And now, when it comes to your self-tape, you want to do the exact same thing. you want the person to have a connection with you. You want them to feel something. That means you coming alive in your scene. When you are off camera and you are speaking, it's not just about remembering A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, it's not about that. It's about going further than that. It's about actually feeling what your lines is. That's why I always advise a lot of actors, before you even do your self-tape, actually do your warm-ups. Actually really sit, close your eyes and just think about this character. Envision what this character is doing. Feel it, know it, think about it, and then jump into the scene. And once your body's ready, once you are mentally ready, once your voice is ready, then all of a sudden you can come alive and you can actually attack the scene. And it's not just about going over the top, it's just about you feeling what you are saying. Once you feel it, the audience at home can feel it as well. And then guys, this is actually a golden tip that I got when I started doing self-tapes. Guys, nail your first 10 seconds. So the casting actor just pressed play to your audition. You want to make sure that in that first 10 seconds, you got them hooked. You want to make sure that you are making an impression from the get-go. Whether it's starting your scene in an incredible way, a lot of actors love to do the two-step. So basically what that is, the scene is about to start, you say to yourself in action, then it's just a simple walk up and there your scene starts. Why not start off camera? Why not start down here? Why not start mid-feeling and just jumping into it? It doesn't necessarily just have to be that two-step thing, but a lot of actors seem to do that. And that takes away from your 10 seconds. You have 10 seconds. So think of it like this. The casting actor is watching it at a PC or a laptop and they have the mouse in their hand. They just clicked on your tape. Now their hand is still on the mouse. You want to make sure that you can entertain them or get them intrigued enough where they take their hand off the mouse. So that is all your aim is, guys. You just have to make sure that you can get them hooked in that first 10 seconds. And that is where your choices comes in. That's where your research comes in. And most importantly, just actually trying out new things to make the self-tape as incredible as possible. So one of the tips that I like to give aspiring actors when they're doing the self-tapes is treat your self-tape like it's a scene in the movie. Now that doesn't mean moving your camera around and stuff while you are doing the scene. No, guys. All you have to do is literally just come alive as if there is someone behind the camera and they are recording you and this is going to be part of the movie. You're treating it seriously because you know that if you book the role, it's going to be serious. So you are basically just treating it seriously before the time. But guys, treat it like you are busy shooting a movie and I can guarantee you that's going to help you nail that first 10 seconds. And then guys, this is another one that honestly, it's something that changed my life when it came to self-tapes. And it's one that I still do till this very day. When you are doing your slate for your self-tape, be yourself. So a lot of people like to say, should I be in character when I am doing it? Should I not? Should I just be myself when I am? Guys, at the end of the day, it is all up to you because you are sending in something that best represents you as an actor. So you can make the decision based on that. What I personally find works for me is I like to be myself and I like to give them a glimpse of who the real me is while I'm doing my slate. Your slate is basically your intro. That is where you're saying your name, your agent, you are saying your height. Sometimes if it's a commercial, you will be turning to the side, showing your profiles and also your hands. But basically it's just where you're giving an introduction of who you are. Now that is where I like to show off me. I like to show off my personality because when I'm on set and I'm not filming, they're gonna have to deal with me. So I'm giving them a glance at who I actually am when I'm not this character. And that is it, guys. And the last thing I would like to say, guys, is treat every single self-tape like a learning moment, guys. Because every single one that you do just gets you closer to your goal and also gives you an opportunity to practice and try all of these tips and also to basically just get better at the whole self-tape process, guys. Now, guys, if you do want to find out all about the best gear when it comes to self-tape, then, guys, that is gonna pop up at the end of this video. So guys, be sure to check that one out, guys. And also if you have any other acting questions, then just drop them in this video, drop them as a comment, and then I will answer them in upcoming videos, guys. And since you are down there, don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and also hit that bell notification so that you can always stay up to date with the latest and best acting tips that's only going to boost your career. Guys, it was a whole lot of fun, and I will catch you on the next one, and I cannot wait to see you on set in the near future.